I promise you on everything I know and love that if you follow me on this, that you will begin to understand that everything will start making sense. That literally, fam, that we are in a firmament, but this firmament is connected to the bigger lands. Nibiru is not outside of us. They want you to believe that, just like they want you to believe this figure Jesus is coming back. But it was always cosmology. Cosmology meaning that December 25th was never about Jesus. It was about the winter solstice. It's always about cosmologies, the heavens. We're in this loving living space that is a controlled environment called the firmament. It's a flat plane called the earth connected to a sphere called Nibiru. Nibiru is said to be where the Anunnaki lives in the outer lands that's connected to these lands. Please get and remember that you're inside of a firmament, the ice wall, right? That has the Son of Man, which is the Son of mankind. You have the Son of the Father, the supreme light, the first light, which is in the lands of the Nibiru. I mean, the lands of Nibiru and the lands of the Anunnaki that is connected. It's all one big land. This is just a 2D model of a 3D reality. This is why the Anunnaki, to get inside the firmament, they go under the water because the waters are connected. And that's why scripture says the firmament separates the inner waters from the outer waters. Again, Nibiru, Son of Man inside the firmament, Son of the Father outside of the firmament on the Father planet. The waters are connected, so when you want to go inside the firmament, they go underneath the water because it's all one big body of water. So when the Son of Man show up and the Son of the Father, right, because he's on the right hand of the Father, scripture says, I tell you, if you see me, then you see the Father. And then I show you this, and you still can't connect it because your soul lives in an echo chamber talking about it's the Nibiru is a red planet. It says fairy, and it says a purifier. It doesn't talk about it being red at all. But everyone's in an echo chamber just trying to regurgitate the same thing so they can get views and likes and not really wanting the information. You go reread anything about the Son of Man, it'll tell you that he's in the clouds, that it's always cosmology. That's why they teach you that cosmology is demonic, is because like you don't understand the times that we're in. So again, let's reel it in some more. You got Ra, who is the father of lights, the king of kings. He is king, right? He is the son of man or mankind. Again, you saw them together. They're waiting for his return, and he has returned. That is why the Iran and the Israel war started right after that. They know, the people in charge know the signs, and they're hell bent on keeping prophecy too. Prophecy isn't something that you avoid. It's something that you actively, it's memory, ancestral memory, being able to remember in the past and also being able to remember forward. So this is why the father religion of Egypt talks about Ra and Osiris, and then Isis was the veil. At the same time this was going on at night on Turtle Island. The veil, there she is, and it's thinning, and it's also red now. Because Turtle Island again was once called Atlantis. Now they call it America, but it was Amorica before that. You put them all three together, you have the Trinity. You have Ra, Isis, and Horus. It was always cosmology, always talking about the heavens. Then you have to remember 500 years ago, this was the perspective. We are just waking up in the chapter of like us being in Turtle Island, right? But 600 years ago, this was all a myth. They saw just waters out there and they called it Atlantis, the land in the waters, out in the waters, the unseen waters. And what I'm trying to tell you, just like this used to be a myth, outside those ice walls, there are lands, period. And that is why they have a treaty over there and not allowing people to go over there because most likely they are already populating it. And that's probably where all these disappearing people are going. Because that is nothing new. That's what they did over here in Turtle Island 100 years before the 13 colonies, right? They were already colonizing all of this without the rest of the world already knowing. rest of the world didn't know there was lands over here yet, guys. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So they're doing the same thing again. This is not like a new concept. Admiral Byrd found a way out through the ice wall right here, and then they shut them down, and then they've been out there ever since. The size of the Nibiru is about the size of this. We live in the firmament, about the size of that. We have the Son of the Father right here, the Son of Mankind inside of the firmament. And the continent that used to be Pangea, when it was all one continent, is now split up. And we have 7 continents now here. But it was once one. Just like there's bigger continents out here on the land of Nibiru where the Anunnaki lives, where we're in a controlled environment, where we have this initiation for our souls so that we can go back out here to prove that we can live amongst the Anunnaki.